All right, make your
You
transition.
do you know who else was really bad?
No, I don't. Can you tell me?
Real Salt Lake. Their
Whoa,
expansion
no way.
buddies. Yeah. I'm not here to tell you necessarily about how bad they are. I'm going to anyway. But the point is to tell you about their first ever win in their expansion season in 2005. My sources are Transfer Market and Wikipedia for this one. No deep dive, no crazy articles for this. It's RSL's inaugural season in MLS. They are one of two new teams alongside the previously mentioned Chivas USA to join the league, making them the first expansion sides since 1998. The bar for expansion teams was set very high at this point, as Chicago won MLS Cup in their expansion season. Will RSL be able to replicate that early success? Well, first we have to start one game at a time. The team was headed by a few familiar veteran names, such as Clint Mathis, Jason Kreis, and Eddie Pope. We'll find out later how the rest of the team looked. In RSL's first ever MLS match, they were on the road at the Metro. This had to be one of the most boring debuts in history, as the game finished 0-0. The next game was another away match, this one in LA to take on the Galaxy. The first ever RSL player and everyone's favorite youth national team coach, Jason Kreis, would score the club's first ever goal. However, the goal did not help the result as they lost 3-1. Not the best start, but it's still early. Match day 3 finally gave RSL their first home game. 25,287 people packed into Rice Eccles Stadium to watch their brand new MLS side live for the first time ever as they took on the Colorado Rapids. For RSL fans, let's see how many of these names you remember. Here's how they lined up. DJ Countess, Eddie Pope, Brian Dunseth, Rusty Pierce. Sorry. I thought you were telling me to stop. Marlon Rojas, Brian Comler, Clint Mathis, Luke Kremelmeyer, Jason Kreis, Chris Brown, and this is my favorite name on the whole list, Dipsy Salolwane. The game was pretty dead as both sides entered into halftime 0-0. It was starting to look at this point like the club was going to struggle to score goals, as they had now played 225 minutes and only found one goal. However, speaking of one goal, that was all that was needed to win this game. In the 81st minute, Brian Dunseth would step up to be the hero as he found the end of a Clint Mathis free kick to head home and give RSL the lead. A lead in which RSL would see out to win their first ever MLS match and first ever home match. Despite that somewhat slow start to the season, this had to feel amazing for RSL fans at the stadium that day. Now, I'm going to warn RSL fans, you may want to click off at this point because we're going to talk about the rest of the season for you. The start of the season was honestly not too bad for the side, seeing them have a 3-2-4 record and sitting 6th in the table. This would not last, however. Here's my warning again. RSL fans, you may want to click off at this point in the video. They would follow this up by going winless for their next 10 games, which saw them only get 2 points in that span. This stretch would also include a streak of 5 straight games without scoring a goal, inspiring a whole next generation, specifically one Dutch manager. They'd break the streak with back-to-back wins, but what followed that was somehow even worse than the original losing streak. In their last 12 games, they earned just 1 point, losing 11 of the 12 games finishing the season. And miraculously, somehow, some way, maybe because of FIFA, they were not in last place. They were 2 points ahead of other expansion side Chivas USA. Maybe that's a low bar to beat, but they did beat the bar. If all of that wasn't bad enough, the side also got upset in their first US Open Cup match, losing to USL side Minnesota Thunder. While the first year of RSL's existence was not anything to write home about, they were at least able to have some bright moments, such as their first ever home match win. And surely it can't get worse than this. Surely.
Is that it?
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna continue on there.
I'm not
Um,
going to dive into like future seasons for them. Maybe that's a
nah,
future episode.
yeah. Was there any like video or anything written
I
about
tried looking for a video of it. I couldn't find anything.
that stinks because I was really excited to hear like the build up to it, but it sounds like it was a dull game.
Yeah, I mean, 1-0 game,
Yeah.
waiting until the last minute
Um,
to score. I mean, I'm sure it was exciting still because they got to watch their team win. And pretty late on, it was like 81st minute when they scored.
yeah. I say, well, really sly little remark there with the Dutch manager. That's going to be niche for like 4% of our population here. It took me a second to get it too, but
Those who
um,
know will know.